It's Sunday, October 23rd, 2011. I'm Kevin McShann, and this is the McShann Sports Beat Report.
Plays or doesn't play because this running game sucks anyways. And it's always been about Matt Stafford, and it's going to be about Matt Stafford. And yeah, of course, I'd be lying if I said it won't hurt them a little bit, but I don't think this running game's any good. I don't think they'll ever attempt to be balanced this year, and I think Matt Stafford better warm up the cannon to throw it 40 times a week. And we're going to really find out what number 9's made. So we can talk about, I know Terry, I was at practice yesterday, Terry was in the room. Terry was actually in the cold tub with the players today. Ice everywhere. Significant shrinkage. Terry was in the room, in the tub with the players. And may or may not have talked to someone in Jahvid Best's inner circle. Because that's how Terry rolls. Terry was also in his car rolling a blunt. 248-539-9797.
I'm sure Roger Goodell would love to hear
I've
that.
given you Terry's resume. I've given you the qualifications and the man that's about to speak to you. You don't even understand what he's going to bring to the table today. I don't even think Terry understands what he's going to
I sure don't. My gut feeling right here, right now, is that Jahvid Best will play at some point this season.
Bold statement.
You just said, we're hearing reports that he may not.
And I said I don't believe said report.
Now, here is the deal. I think what Jahvid Best is dealing with right now, he's not feeling well at all. He's got dizziness. I guess he saw the light, whatever the heck that was, during the game. But he has a very protective family, and I understand that. And they've been worried about him with the concussions and everything. They want to make sure that he's 150%. But Jahvid Best wants to play. And what's going to play out, I think, is advisors and family maybe trying to slow him down, because that's what families do, because that's your number one priority. Where a Jahvid Best will probably be telling the Lions at some point when he feels okay, I want to play, put me in there. So does he listen to his family? Does he listen to his body? Does he feel an obligation to the Detroit Lions? There is no yes or no on Jahvid Best right now. My gut feeling is that he's going to play, because that's what players do. They try to get out there on the field when they feel it's okay. But at every point, he's going to have a tug on his shoulder. Hey, Jahvid, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Will he ignore those words and do it? That's going to be the key right there, man. This is iffy. But my gut feeling, I think he's going to play at some point.
Does it matter? You never answered my question.
I think it does. Yeah, it absolutely matters.
Now, how much does it matter?
It matters a lot.
Why?
Because before this injury, when I was talking to the fellas in the room, they talked about something totally different from what you were talking about. And their whole point was this: we don't need Matthew Stafford to win games for us, because we've got enough. We've got the breakaway runner. We've got two very good receivers, a veteran receivers, a young receiver, a tight end who can do it. We've got the pieces. So what they've been trying to tell Matt Stafford is, you don't have to win games for us. Look at the games that we won last year without you. We want you to be part of the process. Now, when you take away that home run hitter, and I know he hasn't run on a consistent basis, but you still have to deal with Jahvid Best. You can't allow him to turn the corner, because when he turns the corner, nobody's going to catch him. With him out, all of a sudden, I think defenses can play differently. You don't have a home run threat now. We dare you to pass. We don't have to worry about someone rolling around the corner. I think it makes it surface, not having him in there on a consistent basis.
Weighing a player's immediate as well as long-term health against the competitive implications on the field is often a trying circumstance to navigate through. But for the Detroit Lions, it appears that they're in that exact quandary when it comes to their speech to running back Jahvid Best, who has suffered his second concussion this season. The Lions tailback is nursing his second concussion in 3 months, which he suffered at the hands of the San Francisco 49ers last Sunday during Detroit's first loss of the season at the hand of the San Francisco 49ers. He suffered his first concussion back in August and missed a preseason contest against the Buffalo Bills for the exact same reason. And now, CBSSports.com is reporting that close advisors to Best, including his family members, are strongly urging him to consider sitting out the rest of the season because of his history of concussions. He also had his college career cut short at the University of California because of his concussion troubles. The Lions attempted to rectify their issues at running back earlier this week by trading for Philadelphia's Ronnie Brown at the trading deadline, by sending running back Jerome Harrison and a 7th-round conditional draft pick in 2013 to the city of brotherly love. However, Harrison failed his physical in Philadelphia because of what was later determined to be a brain tumor, thus voiding the trade. And towards the latter part of the week, the Lions took a second shot at addressing their short-handed running back stable by signing Eldra Buckley, a free agent of the Philadelphia Eagles. Lions head coach Jim Schwartz and offensive coordinator Scott Linehan talked about the future of the running back situation for the season and the long-term prognosis for Best himself earlier this week after practice.
You guys obviously know that the trade didn't go through. Anytime you make a trade in the NFL, there's a lot of different conditions. Everywhere from physicals to contracts to reporting and everything else. And this one ended up not being executed. Both players revert back to the team's draft pick comes back. And I think that's about all I'll say on it.
There's a report that he has a brain tumor. Harrison has a brain tumor. Can you comment on that?
Well, first, it's a privacy issue, and I'm not going to comment on he's back on our 53-man roster, and we'll have an injury report at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, we'll have that out. So, we'll have the information presented. That's
contribute at some point this year for you.
I think they'll take it with every player that we have. We'll work hard to get back on the field, and when they're ready, they will be.
There's another issue, too, where Jahvid Best's family is indicated, has said through CBS Sports Line that they hope that you shut him down for the rest of the year, fearful of another concussion, maybe jeopardizing his career. Just how you weigh the family's concerns over, the football team.
Well, anytime you talk about concussions, what we've talked about before, it's not a situation you're going to tough out. And, I think the NFL has been very proactive in what they're, what we're doing with concussions. And we've had some players that have had them, some guys that have missed time, and, some guys that have gotten back. And I think we'll just take that same approach with Jahvid. And, he's as soon as he gets clearance, he'll be back.
How many is too many in a short period of time?
That's not up for me to decide. That's up for this reason that the NFL has put people that know what they're doing in those things. So it's like I said, it's not a situation where a player can will his way back. It's not a situation where a coach or anybody else can put a player back before the independent doctors say he's able to do those things.
Under what circumstances would you recommend someone sitting out the rest of the season?
I wouldn't recommend. That's not my area to recommend.
Has Jahvid expressed?
conversations I have with players are not for media.
Stephen Logan, your third back this week.
Yeah, he's a guy that can carry the ball for us, but he's always done multi-dimensional roles for us.
Running back situation. Did you get a chance to talk to Jerome at all?
I have not. And look forward to talking to him. And right now we're just getting ready with the guys that are ready to roll, getting ready to go. We're a little short, very as far as our depth, but very confident in the guys that are going to perform for us this week. Though.
Could you see yourself using Stephen Logan as a back in the game?
We considered that. I mean, we used him some and had last year. He's definitely going to be in the mix. I don't know how much he'll get, but I could see him getting a few cracks at it.
You haven't used Morris much this year, but last year you did. What did you see from him last year?
Well, that's the thing I'm excited about is whenever he called on Maurice, he stepped up to the plate and performed. I think he's healthy now. He missed really all the training camp, and really the first couple games he was coming back from that hand and not being able to use that hand. You got to have full use of your hands as a running back. That's hard. So now I think he's 100% past that and back to his form of end of last year. And one thing you know what you're getting with Mo, and look forward to seeing him take the reins.
Well, change your pass game. It's not Jahvid, it's Morris.
Maybe a little. We won't change it much. I mean, Maurice is a very underrated pass receiver. He was real good for us last year when we utilized him. Very good in protections. So he kind of gives you a different type of back, certainly than Jahvid, but gives you an all-around performer.
Do you expect defenses to change it without that explosiveness that Best has, that unique explosiveness that Best has? Do you expect defenses to approach you guys differently?
I don't know. We'll find out. I'm sure they look at every player different when you're doing personnel matchups and things. But Mo's been in the league a long time. I'm sure they're going to look and say, hey, this guy can do this. You better not fall asleep on him. But I wouldn't see a team drastically changing their game plan.
How concerned are you about Jahvid's long-term health this year and beyond because of the concussions?
Well, I'm not. He's a young player, and guys miss some time during the course of the season. I don't have any concerns. I'm sure he'll be out there soon, and he's going to have a long, great career for us.
Expect him back this year?
Well, certainly. I wouldn't see any other reason, unless anyone tells me otherwise.
For the Lions and Jahvid Best himself, their number one priority should be his overall health moving forward for the rest of this season and over the long term. The NFL has adopted a no-nonsense policy when it comes to dealing with concussions, and the preservation of a player's life should always take precedence over any competitive advantages that player presents on the field. With that being said, with only 390 yards, which is an average of 4.6 yards per carry, over 84 attempts in 6 games, and 2 rushing touchdowns, the proof may not be in the pudding when it comes to how explosive a dimension that Best gives to the Lions offense, especially considering they rank 25th in the league, with only averaging 90.8 yards on the ground per contest. With that being said, the immediate future of the Lions' success, particularly on offense, will rest on the shoulders of quarterback Matthew Stafford, because one thing is for certain, the Lions haven't made it any secret this year. They've chosen to throw the running game to the wayside and rely on the right and golden arm of Stafford himself. Now the only question is, will he be up for the task? If the Lions want to continue this wave of success for their benefit, the answer better be yes. Kevin McShann, Sports Beat, reports.